I'm back. 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 I told y'all I was coming back. Hey, you knew I was coming back. Hey, welcome back. Welcome back to Regina Soul Section 8 Hood Channel, baby. And today I want to talk about a little Zoom call that happened in North Carolina. Okay, boom. You know how you be on the Zoom call in court, and the judge is on the Zoom call, the stenographers are on the Zoom call, and each party that's involved with that particular case is on the Zoom call as well. So boom, here we on the Zoom call. So let's say this lady name is Aria. Aria on the Zoom call, y'all. She had been trying to solve a case for like maybe a year now. So finally her date came up in the case. So she was like, good. Okay, so she was on the Zoom call and they were going over everything. You know how the judge say something and then the person agree or disagree. You know, they're going through their actions. You know, what be going on in court. All of a sudden, somebody naked appears. I didn't want to put it on YouTube, y'all, because I don't want my channel banned or anything. But somebody naked appears doing some kind of sexual act of some sort from another country, y'all. And the people that's on the Zoom call, they in shock. Because they trying to see really what's going on. You know, normal people, they'll hang up the phone. But, you know, Aria say she didn't hang up the phone because she had been trying to get this case, you know, resolved for over a year now. She finally got her court date. So she was like, she gonna hold on, you know, because it said you can't be dismissed until the judge dismisses you. So the judge hasn't dismissed anybody. Now, before that happened, the judge had been saying, maybe a few minutes before it happened, the judge had been saying, I can't hear y'all. Can y'all hear me? So everybody was saying, yeah, they can hear you. So. It's over 40 people on the Zoom call, y'all. So everybody saying, yeah, they could hear so, whatever. And but she couldn't hear them. You feel what I'm saying? Then all of a sudden, that's when these people came on doing these sexual acts. It was men, y'all. And the men, they went to each person's name that was on the Zoom call and went to changing their names. So the Zoom call had been hacked. So, you know, if they could change them people's names and stuff, they had all them people information, y'all. They had all them people information. You feel what I'm saying? Because when you sign into Zoom and then when you get online with the court or whatever, it's a lot of information that's involved in that to prove that that is you. You feel what I'm saying? So these hackers had all that information and they went to changing the people's name, saying very rude and disrespectful things. Like, for instance, the girl name was Aria. They changed her name to All Right Nigga, but it was nigga. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like every time they say they tried to change it back, the hackers, they'll change it back to another name and went to asking the people, do you like your name, Aria, Nickel? You know what I'm saying? All kind of stuff like that. So people went into panic mode and they have a live chat as well. So they went into the chat trying to find out what's going on. A lot of people stayed on the phone, but you got to keep in mind that the certain court that was going on, it also involved children. Now, the reason that I'm bringing this story to y'all attention, a lot of things that we be doing now as far as courts, school, all that shit, we be doing that shit on Zoom. Now, I have been on Zoom maybe like 4 times, you know, 1 time for a court case, and 3 times for like a class or interview, or it might be some kind of online seminar going on online. But my thing about it is, a lot of people work virtually and they be on Zoom. A lot of people be doing their podcasts on Zoom. You know, a lot of people do their meetings on Zoom, you know, stuff like that, teach classes on Zoom. And just imagine some bullshit like that pop up. And just imagine if some children was on there. And we got to keep in mind they do virtual children lessons online and on Zoom and shit. Tutor on one end and child on the other end. And a lot of time the parents don't sit in on it. So they don't know what's popping up on their children's end. So you know what my daughter said? When she had cases, she have to go to court, you know, she used to be, she used to work in the rental office. She was a leasing agent. So she was one of the people that when the people get evicted or whatever they was going through, she was one of the people that went to court, you know, for the rental management office for the apartment complex. And she said one thing that she do, she don't do no Zoom calls. She don't do nothing online when it comes to business. She would rather walk in because, you know, it be so many things happening online. People not taking proper notes. People not hustling the proper paperwork where it need to be after the Zoom call. People not pressing the right buttons and shit. So when you go down, because even though it was a time when we couldn't show up in court, we did have to do Zoom calls because of the C-19. Even though that was going on, y'all, do y'all know you still have a choice to appear in the courtroom or virtually or on Zoom? So my daughter said she go in because she want to get the paperwork, you know, to whom she's speaking with, write these people's name down. You know what I'm saying? Step by step, what the fuck going on. You on the Zoom call, you can step up, raise your hand or whatever, but you got the motherfucker wait versus being in these people's face and you can go up and talk to these people, or you can go in another room and talk to these people, you know, and see if they making the right decision, you know, all that type of stuff. But you can't do that on the Zoom call. And then I remember maybe 3 years ago when C-19 was really out there, let me say 2021 and stuff like that, and them children started doing classes virtually. It was actually not a sexual act going on, but one of the children, parent or guardian, walked behind him with no clothes on. But guess what? That's something that she probably does daily. That's something that is going on in the household or whatever, because she was comfortable with what she was doing, not even paying attention to that the child is online virtually. And it's a lot of people watching, including the school system. That was a way to get in everybody's house. Y'all know that, right? So the lady was walking by with no clothes on. She was not dressed appropriately. She wasn't dressed at all. So you never know what appears on these virtual classes and all this virtual learning and stuff and all this shit here going on when your children online, when you online. And then my thing about it is when Aria was devastated by this here shit. And I would have been devastated too. All of a sudden, these naked people pop up. So, okay, moving right along. Maybe after 20 minutes, that's when it stopped. All of a sudden, it just stopped. The judge come back on there and get what the judge say. Some of the things that you see on this Zoom. What? And and proceeds. Don't say, I'm sorry, y'all. Look like the system had been hacked. Everybody need to check their, make sure they personal information is good. However you gonna do that or whatever. Aria said them motherfuckers didn't say shit. Aria say them motherfuckers didn't give no sympathy at all, as if this goes on pretty regularly. You know what I'm saying? So that can affect a lot of people. That shit right there, they're like, what? That's something that I did not click on to. You know what I'm saying? And it can mess with a person's mental, you know what I'm saying, according to their lifestyle or according to how they have sex, or it can mess with a person's mental for real, whether y'all know it or not. So that's something she can sue the people for. She could also sue, and they be having these third party contractors, Okay, for instance, it be the court system, but the third party contractor is the people that intervene, and they are the ones that are on the Zoom. They are the Zoom company that the state is going through. So it's the state, it's Aria, and it's the Zoom company that the state is going through. So that's a third party contractor. You feel what I'm saying? So she got to sue the third party contractor as well. And I sue the state too. The motherfucker judge, if you ask me, since she was so comfortable with just moving on. So a lot of people, they turned it off. And me, myself, I'm the kind of person I would have clicked out too. That would have been my first instinct to click it out. Because if it's a hacker, anything that's going on your phone at that time, they are hacking that. All your apps being motherfucking hacked. You know what I'm saying? So I would have clicked it off, but Aria didn't click it off, and they went on or proceeded with her case when the judge got back on there. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people clicked off, so they had to wait like 2-3 more months before they get another court date. After waiting probably a year and more. The court system fucked up, y'all. The court system fucked up. All this Zoom and all this virtual shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm the type of person, I'm like this, y'all. If I got to do a Zoom or sign a document online or do something virtual or something like that, I'm going to do that and send me the documentation in the mail as well. That's exactly how I do my bills. You send that motherfucking bill to my email and you send it to me in the mail as well. Because you do have a choice. So I would rather have me some paperwork when it comes to important stuff like that. You feel what I'm saying? So, yeah, this shit here go deeper than what we think it is, y'all. Like I've been telling people since they've been doing that virtual learning, that was the way to get in everybody's house. Is to see what everybody doing. Is the children up and ready and dressed appropriately for school? Is they laying on their bed? Oh, they laying on their bed. Do they have sheets on their beds? Is they pillows dirty? You know what I'm saying? They looking at the bedroom. And then that's a form of child neglect. And all kind of stuff. The children got their phones. They walking in the kitchen, feasting on something to eat. Y'all know how them children do. Everybody on that motherfucker. So everybody see everybody what their background looking like. Some people not are as clean as other people. Some people parents don't work. Some people got older siblings and stuff that taking care of them. We see all the background movement. And the government do too. You feel what I'm saying? So with that being said, I don't agree with all that virtual shit, all that virtual court, all that virtual. I don't even like that virtual doctor shit, man. Let me tell you what happened. One day they had closed the government down because they expected some snow or something like that. So it didn't snow, but they canceled the appointments at my doctor's office. They canceled everybody's appointment and tried to make everybody do a virtual appointment. The fuck I'm doing a virtual appointment for? Gotta pay for it. Get what? I ain't never answered the Zoom on the motherfucking laptop. Cause as soon as you click on the Zoom and did what you supposed to do, bam! There go a $60 payment for the bitch to talk 5 minutes. What are we doing? So I would rather go in than to do it virtual and on Zoom. And I want to get all my paperwork in my hand. So yeah, Aria got a deal. Aria got a fucked up deal on that virtual live shit. On that Zoom call with her court case. But she did get through the court case and got exactly what she wanted. But just the point of they made them stay on the Zoom. They should have just dismissed court after they seen that was going on. Because once they seen that was going on, they knew that the motherfucking system had been hacked. So why not just shut it down so other people wouldn't get hacked? You know? Why not just shut it down so the people wouldn't continue to hack? If over 40 people on the fucking Zoom, y'all. And that ain't even including the judge and the people that work in the courthouse. Shit, that information probably hacked too. But people don't care. Like Aria say, they ain't even give an apology. They ain't get back on the motherfucker and say, I'm sorry, or none of that shit. So, tell me, what was the protocol when hackers hack in on shit like that? It gotta be some kind of protocol to dismiss, and we'll be back to motherfucking tomorrow. The fuck? But that's the way the government go. And I see, since the government be acting all this and all that and doing all this and all that, that's why a lot of people live off the grid. And we're going to talk about that in my next video, y'all. We're going to talk about living off the grid. And I'll be back. Y'all know I'm coming back. Peace.